This is an overview of Lesson 5, Finding Your Product. Lesson 5 is the first week of the ideation unit, where the students will come up with an idea for their final project using processes that are used in industry. This week we have 2 days. One day we'll talk about how they can find their product by looking at other product ideas to help with their brainstorming. In day 2, we'll talk a little bit about the ideation process and how they can validate their product idea as being something that users want and that there might be a market for. The learning objectives are to learn about product ideas from other software companies, start the process of thinking about ideas, which they'll complete at the end of this unit, but they start here. Understand that some companies fail, and that's okay. It's almost the growth mindset where failure makes you learn and become stronger. Companies fail, it happens. You look at the real world marketplace to see what kind of products have made it. You discuss your product idea with your industry mentor, and you choose your product idea. These last few learning objectives come later on in the unit. The course material makes extensive use of videos from Google Udacity, who put out a wonderful course on software development that is narrated by Google engineers and some startup engineers, not even engineers, startup business people who started their own software companies, and they tell their process and their stories. The videos are a little older now, 2016-17 vintage, but the techniques that they use and the content of the videos is still very much used in the software industry today. You can see that many of the videos are short, 1, 2, 3 minutes, as they talk through with industry experts how software is developed. This week there's no assignment, just 2 activity guides, and we'll go through those. So scrolling down on week 1 is all about finding your product. And most of this is having them watch their videos. So again, we suggest the I do, we do, you do approach to the videos, where you show one of the 2 of the first videos, talk them through what they should be looking for, and even help them with their answers on the activity guide. Then they do a we do portion where they work with their team. Remember, they now have a team. So this is a way to form camaraderie in the team, is to have them watch videos and do the answer guide together. And then anything they need to finish on their own, they do on their own with a you do. So let's scroll up and take a look at the student activity guide for finding your product. This activity guide has them watch the videos and reflect. What tips do they have on finding a product? What some of the failures that happened in startups? The couple of companies, Lockit and Optimizely, are 2 of the companies that they show you, and we ask some questions specifically about those companies. Then there's questions about how coming up with good ideas, what makes a good business idea, what kinds of ideas work, what are some of how do you use existing ideas to then leverage your own ideas? All of these covered in the videos. And finally, they talked about finding a idea that can be their final website, so that they can start to focus on the idea. It isn't just about ideas, but it has to be ideas that's something they can build and something that will be useful to users and to the world in general. As usual, we have an answer guide for you on this activity sheet, so you can see some sample answers. So that's day 1. They watch the videos and do the activity sheet. Similarly, in day 2, they watch more videos, more on the ideation and validation process. Again, the ideation is the process of coming together and choosing the idea they want to build, and validation is the process of seeing if it's something that people really want. So again, we suggest an I do, we do, you do to watch the videos and then have the students work on their activity guide. And a look at that activity guide shows that, very similar to the previous one, they are reflecting on the videos that they watched, answering some questions right out of the videos, and they continue to do their GitHub brainstorming, where they're putting their own ideas up. But now they've gotten some background about where to look for existing ideas they might want to leverage. So hopefully their ideas are starting to come into more focus now, and new ideas are popping up that they can do a GitHub issue and post it on their team's GitHub issues board, where all the ideas are going for a later vote process that we're going to get to in a few lessons. Note at the end of the lesson plan, we say that the brainstorming should be done by midnight of this second day, so that you have time to help organize the boards and help the students, give the students some time to start to put the ideas that have been thought of together, because the brainstorming period is about to come to an end, and we're going to go into a process where they select from the brainstorm ideas to find the final idea that they use to make for their product. And as usual, we have a vocabulary list to help with EL learners, and we have notes from the field where teachers share their experience in teaching this lesson.